Anyway, I just want to create this little last bit at the end to basically just let y'all know I am woo-wee. I'm like up at the, like up there, okay, like up there, ceiling up there. This is hilarious. So I'm trying to like bring in some of our packaging boxes. I have like what, like 200 of them right here, and I'm trying to fit as much as I can in here because all the large suitcases got taken. So, you know, once again, startup, broke solutions, man. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Yeah, but we'll basically be using, you know, what is it called? Shipping routes later on. But yeah, for now, broke solutions. And now we're all packed up, ready to go to Tanzania. Let's get it. Yo, what's up guys? So it's basically day number 3, fast forwarding here in Tanzania. So basically I haven't really done a recording of the whole vlog and everything else, but I'm basically gonna try and catch up everything. And I'm gonna tell you why as well. I didn't really do an update in the regular vlog style. So basically we landed in Tanzania at around, or at least I landed at 10. There's another person from OBA, the other organization that we're partnering with for this event. She ended up getting sick and she stayed in Amsterdam, and now she has to go back home. It's not really the flu or anything like that. It's more of a stomach problem, but it was really difficult for her to travel. So that ended up being kind of a little bit difficult for us because it was my first time in Tanzania and I didn't have any cell network, but fortunately, as in Tanzania's beyond amazing hospitality. So there was a driver who was able to help us out and they were able to drive to the place we were staying. I ended up sleeping basically at 2 in the morning. And then got up the next day at 7, and then we had the first session of training. And the session of training went really well. And you know, at first I was a little bit nervous because it was kind of like my first time doing training. And for Helen, who's my other partner, it was like kind of her first time doing training for adults. Because it was her first time kind of doing Hyrac Tech training for teachers. So that was very interesting. It was very nice, and the event went very well. We finished, I think, around maybe 3 o'clock, 3:30. And then the next following day, once again, got up early. You know, we started our sessions at basic training at 8:30, and we were able to basically go in and do training again. So that was also awesome. And I'm still in the lab where we do the training, because as you do know, basically after I finish the training, I keep on doing work. So I basically hustle until like 8 p.m. That's when we have dinner. And then after that, go back to the place where we're staying, the guest house we're staying here in the schools, in the school here. And then after that, basically get to do training again, which tomorrow is our last day of training. So that's gonna be awesome. And actually one of our, the other partner, Joshua, he's gonna be coming to Arusha as well. As mentioned before, he was in Cameroon, and he was supposed to not come to this event actually, but he needs to come because we need him to help us with some of the technical stuff. So that's also going to be very helpful for us. That's kind of like a little bit update of what's going on here in Tanzania and also for Hyrac Tech. Now, one of the other interesting updates I can give you is based on the e-commerce I'm working on and stuff like that, or some of the e-commerce projects. So before I was actually traveling out, before I was flying out, we had our funds frozen. And this is kind of like a system that usually Shopify does regularly if they, you know, to verify that this person is legitimate, they have an actual business. Now, the problem with this is that when funds are frozen, we cannot be able to do operations as far as paying for expenses. Now, at first I would have panicked, but I've come to realize in business, you do not want to panic at all. We were even facing more problems. The supplier, we were actually almost running out of supply because, as I mentioned before, we took, you know, lower amounts of inventory. And we need to contact the supplier and the manufacturer to make sure they can be able to supply us more goods. They had not replied back for 2 days. And I did not also want to panic. I was like, they're gonna respond back, it's gonna be perfectly fine. Patience is the best thing to do here. And then on top of all that, there was other problems that happening on the store as well. So there was just a lot of difficulties going on, and traveling for about 25 hours, not being able to keep track of anything can be very difficult. So I basically just decided to trust the process, trust in God, and everything started really clicking. And just a few days ago, the supplier responded back, and then also our funds were unfrozen, and they expect it to be deposited next week, Monday or Tuesday. So we're gonna be delayed on some of the inventory as far as us placing orders for more inventory, but hey, it's a problem that got solved and I'm perfectly fine with that. So yeah, guys, that's basically kind of the wrap up here for basically a summary of the last few days during the whole commute. And then tomorrow I'll give you another update as we are here in Tanzania. So let's get it. Yo, what's up guys? So we just wrapped up the other day here. So it's actually day number 4 in Tanzania, but day number 3 for the training. Today was the last day of the training, and it went very well. We were able to go over how to be able to basically do WordPress offline, and then also how to do collaborations offline. So it basically means through the Hyrac box, users can be able to share documents, collaborate like the same way you use Google Drive, or basically like if you're creating a document and you only want a specific person in the server to see it, you can be able to do that. So that was an awesome experience. And also using WordPress offline to create posts, which can be used for teachers in a lot of different aspects. And that really went successfully very well. And we were able to kind of get their feedback, which is the biggest thing ever when you're doing business, when you're launching a product, is you want to get customer feedback. Customer feedback, and we were able to get that feedback today, and also from different perspectives. Also, we got feedback on the different things we can improve on, because as always, if you cannot improve your product, then that's not a good thing. You do not want to get only good feedback. Only good feedback means you will not grow. But if you can get some criticism in there, that's going to be able to help you grow, and we were able to get that wonderful criticism back. I think the one feedback I can really give when it comes to providing training is just be over prepared. I think that's the one thing you can be able to do. You want to make sure that you create content that's going to be engaging. You do not want to just, if you're presenting something about technology, don't make the entire thing about technology. Look at your user demographic and include items that can be able to help them outside of technology or outside of that topic. And then also you want to make engagements in the sense of where you're doing icebreakers, where you're having them engage with each other. The collaborations are probably the best thing ever. You want to make it aware that when you're doing a training for your company, other people start training the people in their own groups, or they break into groups and they start helping each other. That's going to be a better scenario, so that when they're doing their own items using your own product, they can be able to replicate that as well. So basically, make the team work to make the dream work, or dream work makes the team work. That's how you say it. Anyway guys, peace out. Let's get it. What's up y'all? So I am officially back from the trip, and I literally had to jump straight onto the computer as in there's so much stuff going on. But I just want to basically say the trip was successful. I got back safely and I thank God for that. So my 2 partners, Joshua and Helen, are still in Tanzania right now, in Arusha, and they're gonna be there for the next 2 days. I was traveling back earlier, and literally when I got back, oh my goodness, as I told you guys before, I've been dealing with a lot of different challenges here and there, and most of them are coming from the e-commerce business that I'm kind of documenting the process of. And basically, like, oh my goodness, like, I don't even know where to start. I have to go call the bank like literally after right now, because there's a hold on. So I'm talking about some of the money getting frozen, and they unfroze the money and got deposited. So I'm glad that process worked out through. And then another problem came up, and now we're behind by days on orders. We're behind by 4 days on orders that we really need to ship out to customers, and I have to figure out a way to be able to fulfill these orders in a faster process. It's gonna take us 4 days or 5 days to catch up, and I'm trying to find a way to do that within the next 3 days or the next 2 days. And for me to do that, I have to go contact the bank. I have to go contact the fulfillment centers and be able to find a way to figure out how to solve this mess. And basically right now, it's put a halt on us being able to scale the company and other different things like that. Scale sales, scale marketing, everything is just on a halt. I have to go put a notice out for customers who ordered and to let them know what's going on right now about their fulfillment and stuff like that. So I just have a lot of mess right now, and I just literally landed as soon as I got from like the car that dropped me off. I just came here, set up, and I had to start figuring out this mess. I was contacting the what is it called? I was contacting the team, the fulfillment center team, or at least the person who works in communication to the fulfillment center, not the actual fulfillment center, because we don't own a fulfillment center. We work through one. And I have to go contact him and tell him what's going on. I have to create a strategy on how we're gonna I just have to say that we have a lot of problems, and it's good problems. And I'm blessed to have this problem. I know it sounds like I'm rambling here, but this is what business is. Like if you've noticed, we went from problems of where we're not sure we're gonna get the supply, we went to problems of where our money was frozen, problems to where now we're delayed in doing fulfillment center stuff, problems to where we're not sure if the supply is going to get in time to the customer. So it's just problems on problems, and that's the beauty of business. If you're not creating new problems, then you're not moving fast enough. Word to Mark Zuckerberg on that quote. And really, that is the reality of everything. Anyway, guys, I have to go rush. I have to go do this. This is a peace out for this vlog episode here. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, in the next episode, I'll tell you how we fix the problems. Let's get it. What's up, y'all? I'm basically sitting here on the floor, like, yeah, literally sitting here on the floor. You know, I just wanted to add like this last bit in because like this is the part that I usually don't record in my regular videos, and that's why I like this whole new thing, the new concept I'm taking, because right now is one of those moments where you're completely overwhelmed by many things, because I have stuff for Hyrac Tech that has to get handled and tackled because we came from Tanzania. We have to do report follow-ups for the companies that we worked with and organizations. We have to do planning for what's going to be happening next. There's so much stuff that's happening there that I have to also follow up on. And then also for Sound Moja, as in we had issues during the development tests. If you watched the last vlog, one of the earlier ones, and there's so much stuff happening at the same time, and it's very, very overwhelming in many ways because there's like, you know, 3-4 different companies running around, and also it's tax season. I have to catch up on my business taxes from last year. We have a lot of accounting that we have to catch up on, and one of the ways I'm about to solve some of the e-commerce problems that we're facing right now is basically by letting the e-commerce borrow money from the holding, which is going to create some, you know, accounting mess because I'm gonna have to do some transactions through the holding, which means I have to go now tell the accounting department to basically fix that issue. But you know, basically it's customer first, and then they'll handle the problem and fix it there. So there's a lot of different things that are going on behind the scenes. But that's the beauty of the hustle. That's the beauty of entrepreneurship. It's like, not just entrepreneurship, that's the beauty of life. If you're feeling overwhelmed, you know, the one thing I can tell you, just basically write down some goals and figure out what you can tackle now. And also look at things from the worst case scenario to the best case scenario to the beyond best case scenario. Aim for beyond the best case scenario and be okay with the worst case scenario, okay? You're not trying to settle for less, but just know that things can hit the fan. But when they do hit the fan, have a plan for when things hit the fan. That's why you have worst case scenarios. And yeah, and I'm excited for this. I'm excited for this because it's a new leap. It's a new, like when you're under pressure, it means you're pushing yourself, right? You know, pressure creates diamonds, I think, something like that. Anyway, I just want to create this little last bit at the end to basically just let y'all know I am I'm like up at the, like up there, okay, like up there, ceiling up there. As far as the things that I need to catch up on, I'm behind on paying some of the contractors I work with, because when I'm traveling, some of my payments do not get accepted due to security reasons, and I'm behind on paying those guys for 7 days. I have to catch up on that department stuff.
and I have to talk to the CPA because I've not given the CPA some of the structural stuff for the holding, and we haven't figured out how we're gonna be able to best, arrange some of the tax stuff because some new items got added to the holding. So it's like, and I have to finish that before tax season. Like, all right, let me just basically say, let me go hustle now. That's enough ranked. Let's get it.